In this video, I've got all the best weapons from level 1 traders lined up for you guys, and there are some exciting new options this wipe. So if you're just starting out in Tarkov or you want a quick update on what's available, then you've come to the right place. The first weapon I want to talk about is the Ump. With the new barter from Peacekeeper, this is now available from level 1 for roughly 84k after you've bought the knives from Fence. However, as I'm making this video, I think more people have already caught on to this barter because the bayonets that are required is beginning to sell out from time to time. Match FMJ is also available from Peacekeeper, and you can slap on an MRS or a Pilot reflex sight as well as a PK6 grip for a little extra ergo and recoil. These are all bought from Skier level 1. Next up, we've got the PP from Prapor at only 21.5k rubles. For ammunition, you want to run either the PST you start with or the FMJ M882 from Peacekeeper. Now, this gun is quite moddable, even with only level 1 traders. For a sight, we can get the Cobra sight from Prapor or the Cobra dovetail mount from Jaeger, and with this I like to use the MRX reflex sight, but you can also get the Pilot, once again both from Skier. Another option here is to get the BRRRR with the mount from Peacekeeper. With the Cobra mount, you will also be able to put a laser or a flashlight on the side, which is pretty handy, and if you want to squeeze a little extra performance out of the PP, you can add the wooden grip and the RP1 charging handle from Skier and the Psycho 9 muzzle brake from Jaeger. That gets us to a total of 32.5k for mods, bringing the gun to 54,000 total. However, if you don't care about the full auto mode of the PP, you can also get the cheaper Psycho 9 version from Skier. I'll quickly mention that the MP5 is available from Peacekeeper at $286, which is equal to roughly 43,000 rubles. And even though it's more pricey than the PP, one upside here is that you get to spend some dollars with Peacekeeper, and you need to spend a lot to level him up anyways, so it's not a complete waste. With the universal low profile mount from Peacekeeper, you'll also be able to slap a sight on the MP5 as well. Staying in the low calibers, we've also got the PPsh from Prapor at 26.5k rubles. This is a notorious spray and pray gun, but with the 35 rounders and even the drum magazine all available from Prapor, you'll have some bullets to spray with. For ammo, we've got the LRNPC from Jaeger 1, and since there's basically no penetration on this caliber, you'll want to aim for the legs or the face. The last honorable mention in the low calibers is of course the Kedr from Prapor at 21k rubles. However, at level 1 traders, you will only be able to buy 20 round magazines, so that's a big downside. Once you reach Prapor level 2, you will be able to buy the 30 rounders as well as the silenced version. Just like the PPsh, you won't be penetrating any armor, so I would recommend the PSV ammo from Jaeger, which has 69 flash damage. You could also take the PPE from Prapor if you don't have Jaeger unlocked yet. Next up is the AKS-74U, UN, and UB. At first glance, these guns are pretty similar, apart from the silencer on the UB version of course. But to understand the difference between these guns, I'll quickly try to explain Dispersion for you guys. It's one of the hidden recoil stats that guns in Tarkov have, and Dispersion represents the horizontal spread of the recoil. So the lower the number, the less horizontal spread. With that in mind, we can see that the UB is superior, with the UN coming in second. However, this is min-maxing, and if you're tapping heads, it won't matter much in the end anyways. The guns start from 24.6k, going to 35 and 70,000. You'll have to decide whether the silenced version is worth it for you or not at the cost. But keep in mind that you'll only be able to buy the UB version after completing the debut task from Prapor. For ammo, you'll want to run the PS from Prapor, or anything better like BP, BT, BS, or a 7N40 that you can get your hands on. 545 is usually pretty easy to find in raid. In terms of modding, you've got some options. To get a sight on there, you need the B18 Zenit mount from Mechanic, and then you can put either the MRS, Pilot, or the BRRRR on there. To mod it even further, you can get the B11 handguard, the RK6 foregrip, the blue laser, and the RP1 charging handle from Skier, and you can also switch the muzzle brake for the muzzle brake compensator from Prapor, which gives a little extra stats. I also have to mention some sniper rifles of course. As always, the Mosin is available from Prapor at 35k rubles. You'll want to use FMJ ammo until you can start buying LPS or better. We also have the VPO-209 from Jaeger at 18k, which, unlike the Mosin, can be silenced and scoped at level 1 traders. You'll get the mount and scope from Jaeger and the silencer from Skier. You can also choose to put a reflex sight on there if you do prefer that. For this gun, you'll want to run the EKO ammo also from Jaeger. Another option here, which I much prefer, is the VPO-209 from Skier at 28k rubles. This gun only has single fire, but you can get 20 round magazines for it now from Skier level 1, and since it's an AK based weapon, we can mod it up a bit as well. Removing the rare sight allows us to put the Bastion dust cover from Skier on there, and from here we can choose between the sights, which are the MRS, the Pilot, or the BRRRR with the mount. You can choose between a foregrip or a flashlight by either choosing the wooden foregrip or the Ultimate M1, which can carry the Surefire XE1 flashlight on top. You can also add the RP1 charging handle and even a silencer just like the 215. However, this does total to 76k rubles just for the mods, bringing the gun to over 100k in total. And then we have the SKS and the VPO-136 as well. The SKS comes in two versions. The standard version from Prapor for 22k rubles and the OP-SKS from Jaeger for 33.1. The difference here is the ability to put on a sight, of course, which can only be done to the OP-SKS. Here you can either use the action sight or the action mount and then add a reflex on top. You can also get the 20 round magazines from Peacekeeper 1, which does help a lot. Unfortunately, the best ammo we have access to at level 1 is FMJ from Prapor, so that will hurt the effectiveness a little. Another option here is the VPO-136 from Skier for 31k rubles. Just like the VPO-209, this gun can be modded quite a bit. However, there's no silencer from level 1 trader. Another thing to keep in mind is that you will be limited to 10 round magazines until you can get Prapor level 2 for the 30 round. Out of all of these guns I've mentioned, my personal favorites will have to be the AKS-74 series, the Ump or the MP5, but I've put a lot of options on the table for you guys here, so now it's all up to you. Make sure to like the video if you found it useful, and you're very welcome to join my Discord, where we've got a growing community of very friendly people hanging out. I try to stream on Twitch Monday to Friday, so come say hello. And if you're looking for a great loot route that will make you millions, then click this video. Thank you for watching.